You're looking at the coast of Normandy, which today is calm and serene, as you can see in this time-lapse video of a beautiful dawn over Omaha Beach. But of course, June 6, 1944, a very different day. The sun rose on more than 150,000 American and Allied troops rushing in as the beaches here echoed with the sounds of war. Onofrio Zicari was one of those soldiers arriving into chest-high water on Omaha Beach, 21 years old, from Syracuse, New York. Well, today he is back, one of the few who can still tell us what it was like to live through D-Day.
We landed and we had to crawl on the beach, really. I looked over and there's this GI. He was sitting on his helmet and he was holding his guts. You'll never forget it.
Wow.
And he kept saying, "Oh, I'm going home, I'm going home, I'm going home."
And your experience is multiplied by thousands of soldiers.
All up and down the beach, as far as the eye can see. And a lot of talking, screaming, medics, Mom, Dad, Jesus Christ. Some say, "Why am I here? Why am I here?"
Most of the soldiers here did survive, did go home, but the 9,000 in the American cemetery in Normandy did not.
Yeah.
And you were there to help start that cemetery.
The guys were picking up the bodies, putting them on this Jeep or whatever it was. And the priest says, "You lay my boys flat. You don't put them on top of one another."
What do you hope people remember?
What war brings. Nothing but misery, nothing but misery.
Do you feel like the world has learned its lesson?
No way. Too much conflict between people, different cultures, different whatnot. I can't predict the future, but I won't be here.
Of course, we will be. And as we were preparing for today's events, we got hit with a straightforward lesson in why it is so important to hear from people like Onofrio, who goes by No-No, by the way, lives in Las Vegas now. It's because, well, think of Vern Olar, who fired mortars in support of the first wave to hit Omaha Beach and whom we profiled for the 75th anniversary of D-Day. He did not make it to see this 80th anniversary. He died a couple years ago at the age of 101, his grandson told us. And here's the thing, if today is like any other day, we're going to lose 100 more World War II veterans, which is why the work of memory is now up to this generation, to our generation, who owe so much to that generation.
Boy, Tony, I think of No-No, who was 101 years old, looks fantastic, by the way, that can recall in such clarity and such detail. I guess once you see something like that, you don't forget coming out of the water and somebody sitting there holding their guts and the things that he saw and heard that day.
Yeah, for him, actually, coming back here was about healing. He had nightmares for decades after D-Day. To this day, he does, but his therapist said being here would help bring him closure, and that's what he's looking for today. One of the many individual veterans on their own personal missions, and we're going to continue to tell their stories. Ahead in just a moment, we're going to continue our special D-Day coverage live here in Normandy with a secret unit you're hearing about for maybe the first time.